this conspiracy.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
Hey, welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast that puts that itch in witch. I am your host, Double D. Joining me today on this Halloween special, we have the Witches of Oz. Up first is my main witch, the Wickity Witch of the Westside, Dania. What's up? What's up? All right, sitting across from her, Dania's sister, the Munchkin Master, the Wicked Witch of the East, DebbieDebbie.
Hey, what's up?
Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. A house just fell on DebbieDebbie. The show must go on. Next, we have we have a good witch on the podcast. A good witch, but bad. The Witch of the Dirty South, Leann. What's up?
Give us your best witch laugh, Leann.
That threw me off guard.
I think I already laugh like a witch.
Yeah,
I think
you
a lot
already
of people
do.
tell me I laugh like a
What
witch
happened
already.
to me being the good witch?
You're a good witch.
Yeah.
Isn't the
But-
the good witch is the north.
The good witch is the north. Yes, so let's call in the good witch. It's as a matter of fact, it's her birthday today. Halloween. Ooh. Let's give her a call.
Hi, Danny. What's up?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dawn. Happy birthday to you. Eee, what's up? Love you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Many, many moons to you, Mama.
Oh, thank you.
How many moons is this, Don?
It's going to be 58 moons.
Oh,
How
man.
does that feel to have seen 58 moons?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm in my 20s, but
What was your
Period,
my
as you should.
What is your favorite moon phase, you think, from your 58?
I don't know. I just feel like, besides this year, I've never felt 58. I'm feeling good. This year's been
You
something
don't
else.
look
But, yeah.
58.
That's good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I think that's what's important, that you don't feel it and you don't look it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Oh, I feel good. Think
Good.
positive. Think positive. Yeah.
Think positive. Think positive. Well, you should conjure up some potion or spell tonight to make you think positive and feel positive.
Some
Okay.
tequila with lime. That can be your poison right there, Don.
Yes, yes.
Maybe a margarita or two.
That
Could
sounds
be your
good. Yeah.
that could be your potion right there.
I'm drinking hot water with lime in it.
Is that? Yeah. What kind of potion would you drink, Don?
With the frog sticking out,
Huh?
like frog legs.
Oh no.
Do you like the
Yeah,
tequila
no.
with the worm in it? The one at the bottom?
Those are my younger days. Yeah.
What was your drink when you were younger?
I don't know. We used to with different things, White Russian, different things.
You have to teach us your
different
ways.
White Russian.
Yeah. Yeah.
White Russian.
You have to.
Different things. I don't really have no favorite. Yeah. Mm,
You just like it all, Don. You like all the potions.
yeah. Back then, a long time ago. Yeah.
All right, Mama, we'll let you go. I know it's getting late.
No, so later over there where you guys are. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's getting late over here as well.
take care, you guys.
So happy birthday, happy Halloween.
Oh, thank you very much.
And many, many more moons for you.
Yay!
Oh, thank
The
you.
brightest
Thank
star in the
you.
Love
sky.
you, Grandma.
Don, give us your,
I love you too.
give us your greatest witch laugh. We can sign you off.
I think that's just a real laugh.
Yeah, that's a real laugh. You guys make me laugh. You guys make me laugh. A person needs a good laugh, huh?
That was
Especially
great.
this year.
That was great.
Love you, Mama. Love you so much.
Bye,
I love you
guys.
too. Bye. Love you guys too. Take care of yourselves. I love you too.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
She is definitely.
She's so cute. I love her. Ugh.
Yes, she's definitely the good witch
Yeah.
of the
Okay.
North.
You know what? I'm not that offended that I wasn't the good witch anymore. I mean, the good witch of the South, I guess, is still good, but yeah,
Top
she does.
that.
She deserves it.
Top that.
Yeah. She reminds me of Glinda. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, the
She is
true
her.
witch of the North. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so,
She's
just
so
nice.
cute.
Like
I
it
love
just
her.
oozes out of her.
Can you guys name 6 good witches from pop culture? Between the two of you, name 6 good witches.
6 good witches.
Witches like with like
From, like,
potions and stuff.
From movies, from television, from books.
Sabrina the Good Witch.
Sabrina the Good Witch.
Yeah. The one that twitched her nose. What's the Bewitched Witch?
Bewitch. Yes.
Yeah. What's her name though?
Samantha Montgomery.
Oh, I would not have gotten that.
Nope.
Just the Bewitched Witch is the Good Witch. I don't know. I think I've kind of tapped out on the witches here.
Yeah.
Do you know of any more?
Good witches. Let's see.
Those are hard. We can probably think of. Can we even think of bad witches?
Yeah, name 6 bad witches.
Well, we know the
The
Wicked Witch,
yeah.
Name
right?
some bad witches.
Period.
I'm not into pop culture, so you guys are gonna have to teach me a thing or two here.
Why am I blanking out? I'm literally blanking out. But like, I love witches.
There's so many
Everything
bad
about
witches.
Name 2.
Ursula.
Oh, you're going that route.
Okay. Well, then
Um,
if you're going like that, then like literally all the
Disney ones.
Maleficent. That's a good one.
Yeah, she was
Maleficent.
definitely a bad witch. The Snow
Cinderella.
White.
Isn't that Maleficent? No, that's Sleeping Beauty,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Maleficent. Yeah.
Maleficent is Sleeping Beauty, and then the one that gave the apple to Snow White is definitely. Ooh, the witches from Hocus Pocus.
Ooh.
Those are bad witches.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Oh, yeah, those are bad witches.
Boom,
Yeah.
3. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know their names.
I don't know their names either.
I
Bette
just remember-
Midler, Sarah
Yeah.
Jessica Parker.
Yes.
Let me see. What else?
If you
The
were.
Craft.
Oh, the Craft Witches.
Those are
Yeah.
some bad witches.
Haven, have you seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Light as a feather, thick as a board.
Oh
Light
my
as a feather,
god.
thick as a board. Stiff. It's not thick.
Nope.
It's stiff.
Stiff.
It's thicky as a board.
Oh my god. I can't.
If you guys had 3 potions or spells to use on yourself, what would it be?
You want to know what's actually funny? Okay, sorry, but there's a funny story. So I saw like on TikTok like how to make a potion, and it's actually real. This comes from real witches, supposedly. But you get like moon water, which is like just basically rainwater, but like pure rainwater. And I put a cup outside because I wanted to collect rainwater, the moon water, and grandma threw it out the next day. But I was so mad because basically the potion was to like find your soulmate, like the initial of your soulmate. And so what you do is you grab the water and then you melt candle wax and you put it in the moon water.
And that wasn't grandma, that was me.
Was it you?
I did. As soon as I found out you were trying to search for your soulmate, I'm like, fuck that.
I just wanted to know the initial.
I just kicked it over. I'm like, pfft.
That's what Daddy and I did. We put rainwater, or we put a cup for rainwater, huh? Huh, babe?
Ew.
Yes.
And then we found each other.
Yes.
That is so gross. But I really wanted to try it. But that was the closest thing that I was gonna like get to a potion. You know, like make a potion.
What is it with teenagers usually, I mean, in particular, that really are enticed by witch culture, you think? Like, what do you think
I
it is?
tell you this all the time that I wish I was born in like a witch family. Like I really do wish that. Like imagine.
I mean, we're not really far off if we really dig through our roots.
You just talked to the main witch.
The main witch.
The
Well, does
main
she
witch
have?
right now.
Do you think she has like family? Like
I'm sure maybe somewhere along the way.
Maybe not Dawn, but maybe your dad and maybe our family. I mean, a
With
lot
the-
of indigenous people.
well, I guess
believe
indigenous.
in-
Yeah, indigenous. Yeah.
I'm sure we come from a long line of,
Brujas.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have on brujas?
Well, it's a lot more superstition than anything. And it could be a good thing or a bad thing. Like a lot of Latin America or Mexican people think that if something bad is happening to you, it's because somebody put a hex on you or a spell on you. And so that's...
Do you know about the thing where you put like egg in like a water and like whatever comes out of it is kind of like the negative energy around you?
Yeah. See,
I know so much about this. Like
that's like some voodoo shit, no?
Yeah. So yeah,
is
it's
that
like
the same thing?
But is it considered good or bad? Because are you trying to cleanse yourself from this evil spirit, or are you doing something bad that's against your religion?
Yeah.
In Christianity, right? So there's this conflict with our roots and with our religion, and we can't figure out the medium.
Yeah.
So some people are like, oh, it's the devil's thing, and you're not supposed to be believing. Like, I'm superstitious, and Grandma
I know.
always makes fun of me for that because she tells me that that's not a thing, but I can assure you it's a thing.
But do you really have proof though?
I do. Personal experiences are proof.
What's your personal experience?
I've had many.
Like,
okay, very simple. Very simple. Like when your hand itches, you're receiving money. And so that happens.
Is that what it means? I thought that meant, it's like when your ear burn, or like when your ear.
When your ear's ringing, somebody must be talking about you.
Talking shit.
Yeah.
Someone's talking about me all the time then.
I mean, I think, is it in Ireland or somewhere in Europe where they have the... so we're not that far out with the clover, the 4-leaf clover. That's a good luck thing. Any good luck charm, is that considered like a witch thing or like
charms?
Yeah, I mean they're charms, but it's also you're putting so much thought into this one thing and so much energy into this one thing that you believe this thing is good luck and you carry it with you.
Oh my God, this all just came around. Like it's like a full circle.
It is. I mean, I'm sure it predates anything that I would ever know, but you start thinking about little things like that. There's this thing in Spanish where it's called mal de ojo, like when somebody gives you the evil eye, or, and it usually with babies, especially in Mexico, where if somebody is really complimenting the baby, oh, that baby has really beautiful hair. Oh my goodness, look at this beautiful
I know
baby.
About this.
You're not supposed to do that. Usually the grandmas are usually the ones that they take that very seriously. So if I was to compliment a baby and like, oh my gosh, this baby has just beautiful hair, grandmas would go and do a little cross on their forehead because that to them is I'm giving them the evil eye.
You better not be complimenting my baby.
I know, isn't that crazy? I mean, anything. It could be anything. Like if here we go, my personal experience. When somebody automatically says something about my nails. Oh, you have really pretty long nails. Next thing I know, they're all broken. I'm like, somebody.
You know what's one superstition that I believe that you tell me all the time? Like when a tortilla falls on the floor.
Yes.
And then someone comes. That means when someone comes.
5-second rule.
What? You said 5-second rule.
Well, yes.
But like the last time you did that, you were cooking and like the tortilla fell on the floor.
And what did
someone
I say?
Came.
Yes. And what did I scream? Oh no, we're going to have company.
Yeah.
And so everybody looks at me like I'm crazy, but see, these things happen.
I mean, it's still kind of crazy.
Yeah. Is it a coincidence or is it brujeria? I don't know. It's just.
Well, are you guys familiar with the Salem Witch Trials?
Very little.
I just actually learned about it in school, but I've always been fascinated with it. Like if we were to go like on another trip, I think the next trip I would want to go is like to the Salem, because like they still like preserve like the
I think they have a whole museum about it.
I would love to do that.
What do you know about it? Well,
I got it right here. Okay, the early spring of Salem, Massachusetts. Man, I hate that name.
Massachusetts.
In 1692, two girls, 9-year-old Betty Paris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams, they cried wolf, but in this case, they cried witch. Accused 3 women, Sarah Osborne, Sarah Good, and a slave woman named Tituba, to be witches and using witchcraft. And this all started this conspiracy of witch attacks and created a mass hysteria, which led to the execution of women, men, and children. More than 200 accused, 30 of them were found guilty, 19 of them were executed, 14 women and 5 men. And I think one of them was a kid as well.
So is this all on the experience of that girl that saw these 3 women? Were they conjuring?
I remember. Okay, so the two girls that he mentioned, the Abby and the two little
Abigail
girls.
and Betty.
So there's this theory that it's been debunked by like scientists and researchers, but there's still theory that the wheat that they used to eat, like with the bread and stuff like that, can cause like hallucinations.
Well, I don't think it's debunked. Yeah, there was a lady.
I think it was debunked.
Well, in 1976, Linda Corpel, a professor, claimed that the convulsive ergotism may have been a psychological basis for the Salem witchcraft. A fungus grew on the rye and gave effects similar to LSD and acid.
Okay, yeah. Well, so it's very similar to what Haven's talking about.
Yeah, like
but I don't know if it's been debunked though. But yeah, these girls were tripping balls out.
So basically, there was something in the water.
Well, yeah, basically
in this case, wheat.
These little girls would kind of have like demonic episodes. Like they would just kind of like freak out and like like all that. And everyone was just kind of like,
bitch,
like,
you tripping.
Yeah.
Or in this case, witch, you tripping.
For real, like that. And so then, I don't know. A lot of things happened with it. And basically they went on trial. And then they kind of accused the slave of like possessing witchcraft or whatever. Yeah. And the weirdest thing is that she said, yes, she pleaded guilty.
Well, it's because, they either you confessed and may live, or just not confess and they just kill your ass. Anyway. Yeah, they'll hang you, fucking tie you up and throw you in the river.
But if they were witches, why couldn't they get out of the noose? I guess they weren't. That's why they couldn't.
Because there's no witches. Yeah. Well, I don't want to say there's no such thing as witches, but
yeah, you don't want to.
Bad juju.
Yeah. You don't want to put
I see them circling me right now.
I just want to say I love witches.
Me too.
I don't want to.
I love all witches.
I
love all them witches.
Well, I don't know that I like that whole statement, but fine, whatever.
There's been a lot of cases of witch hunts throughout history here in the States. Definitely like in England, Scotland, areas like that.
That's interesting because how long has it been? What, 400, 500 years less?
Yeah, that was like in the 1600s. The Salem Witch Trails was in the 1600s.
Yeah. So to even have any remnants of that still, that history, that's crazy. There had to have been some truth to that. There had to have been somebody saw something and they weren't sure. Do we know where the witch word derives from?
Well, the reason why somebody saw something and didn't say anything, because witches get stitches if they snitch.
That's your man.
That's your dad. That was the dad joke of the year right here. Param-pam.
Let's find out. Let's give a call to someone who is familiar with witchcraft, possibly may be a witch. Who knows?
Ooh, I have so many questions.
Hi, Joya.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I sent out a call on this crystal ball and you answered. Thank you for coming on this little podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is really cool. I've never done anything like this before.
Thank you. I also have with me the Wickity Witch of the Westside, Dania.
Hey.
And also the witch of the Dirty South, Leann.
Hi.
No. Nice to meet you guys.
Joya, we're so excited to have you on. We've been looking forward to you.
I've been so excited to meet you.
I know. Thank you. I heard there were going to be other girls, and I got really excited.
Yeah, we had another one too. Well, the Witch of the North, today's her birthday, and she's casting spells right now. And the other Witch of the East, she's house sitting. Or I should say
many puns happening.
Yeah, or I should say the house is sitting on her. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been practicing as a witch since I was probably 11 years old. I'm from Arizona, where it's hot. And I'm from Southern Arizona and just been on this journey. I do hair full time, like I'm a hairdresser, so I call myself a hair witch because it kind of rolled over into that,
yes,
organically just kind of happened that way. And I think that there's something so symbolic about doing hair, and it's really relevant to witchcraft. We use water, and in a form of, it's like kind of like a form of baptismal sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and cutting hair is the release. Your old ways or habits, or it can just be cutting off something, and like it's like cutting off an extension of yourself. So,
and I'm sure there's a lot that rides on someone's head, right? I mean, there's a lot of traditions that ride on the top of the head, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We use lotions and shampoos and conditioners, just the way like alchemists use, potions and stuff like that. So I feel like it's pretty much the same thing. I just took all that energy that I spent all throughout the years and threw it into doing hair, and it's kind of cool how it's just an extension of what I already was doing,
Yeah. Was that something that was that it just organically happened to you? That just was the calling for you at some point? That's awesome.
Definitely, yeah.
Do you ever come across any bald witches? Like the movie?
Bald witches?
Well, yeah, like the movie, The Witches. They're like how they take their wigs off and they're all crazy looking.
Oh my gosh. I love that movie so much. It's so funny that you asked. Because, there is I'm sure there are bald witches. I don't know if I've come across any. I'm sure I have, and I just didn't know it.
Well, that'd be kind of weird if they go to you as a hairdresser.
Mm-hmm. And that's so crazy. It's funny that you brought that up. I just watched The Witch, actually. Or The Witches, yeah.
There's a new one, huh? With that Anne Hathaway?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. And then I just heard that they're redoing The Craft.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That's like the ultimate witch movie from the 90s, too. That's like one of my top favorite movies. And they're redoing it. And I heard mixed results. I heard mixed.
They cannot mess this up for us. They cannot mess this.
They really can't.
That is the original. They cannot mess up with that.
Yeah, I forget her name off the top of my head, but she's the one that is the bad witch, the dark witch, and man, she's so good. Like, there's no way they're going to be able to top her character.
Fairuza Balk.
Yeah.
Fairuza Balk. She plays Nancy in The Craft.
That's right. She's the one with the big lips and the raspy voice, and she just has a really good look about her.
And she's like a real witch. Like, she just looks like a real witch. Like, she's a full-time witch.
Yeah. What do you think people find fascinating about witches?
I think that it dabbles both in the dark and the light. I think people are just automatically confused about it, and I think that's behind that. That's pretty much the fuel that's behind the conspiracy against witches. Is just that it dabbles so much in the dark that it also dabbles in the light. So people are really always want to put a label on something, and you just really can't with witchcraft. In order to exist in that plane of and to understand good and evil, and you have to pull so much from dark things in order to really be a true witch. And I just don't think people are willing to go that far,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it kind of comes and goes. It's like there's a period of time where it's, all about witches, especially when like the movies like The Craft came out. And then now that this reboot of Witches is coming out, and it's within young teenagers also, they're just so fascinated about it.
So like, I remember you mentioned that you started this when you were like 11, right?
Yeah.
How did that come? Does your family practice it? Was it more like influence on your family, or was it just something that you were interested in?
I hung out at the library quite a bit when I was younger, and after school, and I had friends, like little girlfriends that would hang out with me. And when I picked up books on witchcraft and stuff like that, it was just purely out of like curiosity. I was obsessed with movies regarding witches. I think I was a witch every year for Halloween. Like, I loved all the movies. I think that's where it started. And then picking up books and starting to understand like how that you just have so much power when you cast spells and create spells and do potions and collect little dead animals and like just like weird girl things. I was that kid that was into that, but I think it's just because that's where I think women have been powerless throughout history at times, and I think women have been able to find their power in witchcraft because it's very ritualistic, and casting spells is just another form of putting something out there in the universe that you would like to happen, and by being consistent through ritual and through practice, and you can kind of feel like you can make those things happen. I think we even talk about that nowadays. I think life coaches always talk about that. They say, if you put out or manifest, that's the word I'm looking for.
That's
if you
right,
manifest what you want, well, I think witches have been doing that forever. I think we've been manifesting our powers within the realm of witchcraft. You know, it gives us that power.
And there's something to that too, right? Like they want to suppress women from this power. I mean, even if you think about it in a just kind of in a really broad sense, it's like a way of stopping women from being in control, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's where the conspiracy comes in.
That's right. That's right.
Is there a variety of witches and practices of witchcraft?
Of course. You've got your super pagan, Viking-like, European, foresty witches. And then you have all the way down to your Latin American, Caribbean, Santeria witches. Then you have your yoga witches, you know, the girls that practice Ayurvedic practices. And there's people who mess with alchemy. There's witches that, there's like the very new age witches. I think that's the thing too, where I don't know
what's the
how
one
authentic it is, but
what's the one that pop culture usually represents the most?
In the United States, they really draw on everything. I've tried to get into several Netflix shows about witches and stuff, and I couldn't really get into them because they draw on so many things, and I don't know how like authentic they are. Here in the United States, we just like kind of creepy witches, like the dark witches. That's usually what we're pulling from, and then you have that other the white witch versus the dark witch. Basically, you have that. There's no real specifics about the witches here. I feel like it's very open to people's interpretations, which I think is really cool because I don't like labels and I don't like stuffing us into boxes and stuff like that. So as much as like it's not really that authentic to any one type of witchcraft because it pulls from so many different things, but because of that, it leaves it out pretty open to your interpretation of how you see witchcraft and how you want to practice it.
Are there any good Netflix shows that we should be catching? Since
about witches?
Sure.
There was one that specifically came out last year or the year before, and it was about a witch, and she was kind of Santeria-like, and it came from, I want to say Brazil. That was an interesting one. I couldn't get into it, but it was good. It was done well.
Wait, was it like a docuseries or was it a show or a movie or?
No, it was like a little novella kind of.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I can see then.
I can send you the info on it because then you can like put it in the link because it's pretty cool. I mean, you don't hear about black witches too often. That girl came from Afrocentric kind of background, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this
is they're out there.
I don't know if this is too broad of a question, but how did witches come to be in like the name, the lore, the mythos? Are you familiar with that?
I love this conversation. I love this. I love this one question because it's so. I mean, it's asked so frequently that we literally have to explore it constantly. But we argue over it too. I've argued over how it came to be too. Some people just say it just came from the oppression of women over time. They found each other. And they kind of held on to each other and
girl power,
you know. Yeah, they kind of found their girl power. But I like to think that witchcraft, sometimes, especially like in Latin America and stuff, I think witchcraft came from goddess cults. Like, there's always been goddesses like Venus, and like there's always been these goddesses. Even in Mexico, there's I don't even know if there's goddesses, but they just some people just prayed ones, you know, these women in history, from history. So there's goddess cults, and they started out as like little cults, and then they kind of, people found their way to them, and I think they just prayed to these deities and stuff like that. I think that's where witchcraft kind of came from. But then in some parts of, there's that goddess, you know, of the Maya. She's the moon goddess, and people really love her in Latin American history. She's used a lot. So, you know, people.
I think what I love about that the most is that they really portray this beautiful, powerful woman a lot of the times.
Yeah. I think that those kinds of women do like validate your humanness
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They stand before us, right? So we don't have to be perfect. They're perfect for us. And we can kind of pray to them and ask them for earthly things because they come from, they just, yeah. I think that's where it came from, personally.
That's awesome.
People are definitely don't think that, though. I mean, there's so many different, there's witchcraft came from oppression in some forms, and that's obvious all over Europe.
Yeah, and I think it predates like most religions, even like all religions, I think. It goes far back,
Of
like
course.
pagan belief, right? Like, yeah. So, like, I guess you answered earlier. So, how does one become a witch? If is it inherited or by blood? I guess anybody can just practice it, I guess, or
because I want to practice it.
Well, the lucky ones out there, their parents or their grandparents or someone showed them how to be a witch. But some of us just had to find it on our own. And I think that a lot of witches are empaths. Usually, they're empathic people. They can pick up on the feelings of everyone around them. They can usually spot if you're off that day. I think that their sixth sense, their senses are just really heightened. And then on top of that, they have like a natural interest for nature, some kind of organic nature matter, like plants, animals. They have an obsession with death or birth. They have an obsession with certain goddesses, cults.
I think this...
And psychology, I think that they are I think they're like, I think witches are kind of psychologists in a way.
I think this also emphasizes the power of women's intuition. I mean, honestly, if there's something so strong pulling us from within and nobody can explain it but the woman. It's so crazy how we can feel those things.
Agreed. I think witches were, before and foremost, I think that they were usually the doulas of the world. Like, they were the women that helped bring your child into this world. They were like the wives of shamans, or they were assistants to shamans, I think witches, you're just kind of born this way,
What do you think the emphasis is on children, Joya? Why do you think people portray that? Or
like the story of like Hansel and Gretel, Hocus Pocus. There's always like a witch, like a bad witch.
I hate
and they always portrayed it as like an outcast to a society, like a
children
loner.
hater. That's what's scary.
It's funny that they always portray them as bad or villainous or good, inherently good. Humans are neither,
True.
And I think that they portray it how they want to for a creative thing. But at the end of the day, you will always identify with witches in movies, period, because they speak to the humanness of being. We can try to be white witches all day long, but you can't understand how to cast away a dark witch if you haven't been there, if you haven't practiced it. And I think they emphasize it to children because they emphasize the bad witch thing to obviously control little kids and to telling them don't go play down there,
Most vulnerable.
Stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we all know that's not true. There's good witches and bad witches, yes, but they kind of both hover on the same line, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, it also, if you read between the lines, it's just like good versus bad, and just the innocent versus the non-innocent, I guess. So,
you guys have any other questions you like to ask?
What do you think? So this is a little bit really curiosity. Walter Mercado, Joya, what do you make of him? What do you make of him?
Oh my God, the documentary was so good.
So bless him in heaven on the throne he sits on, because he's like one of the biggest inspirations for me.
Really?
Being little, sitting at my Nana Esperanza's house, like watching Walter Mercado do the tarot readings. I read tarot cards because of him. I am so into astrology because of him. I think that Walter Mercado is an empath, and he let himself get taken advantage of because he genuinely saw the good in people.
That was a very sad story.
And he wanted to see the good in people, and he wanted to see the good in people. And I'm so glad that they did that movie to shed light on his life, because that is a true freaking witch right there. That is like, and boys can be witches too, by the way, and we don't talk about that enough. But Walter Mercado, I think that witches are just angels with dirty fingernails.
Oh, that's a good, like, symbolic kind of thing. Oh, my God. I actually really like that one.
I think you hit it on the nail.
Yeah, that was so good. Well, speaking of, like, the tarot readings and how he kind of used, like, the zodiac signs and all that, I was just kind of wondering, like, do zodiac signs, like, influence tarot readings? Because I'm a really big fan of zodiac signs. Like, I'm always like, oh, when's your birthday? Like, when I meet someone and they tell me, and I'm like, oh, you're like a Scorpio, or like all this stuff. Like, I'm really into that. Like, how does it, like, influence tarot readings?
Well, that's complex, because tarot cards each are assigned a whatever. Like, they're each assigned, like, a sign. So, like, they can be a sun sign. Their symbol could be a planet. Like, it could be Venus. Like the Magician, it lies in Mercury. The Emperor lies in Aries. The Empress lies in Venus. The Moon lies in Pisces, and so forth. The Sun lies in the Sun. So they influence a lot about cards. That's the fun of it all too. You get to, sometimes you're drawn to certain cards if you're feeling certain moods, or if you're around certain signs, like whenever I'm around Josh, my boyfriend, and like reading my tarot cards, I pull a lot of Gemini, a lot of Moon, a lot of stuff like that, because his presence is like drawing me to that.
So you do tarot readings. Would you like to do one for us today?
Yeah, I was going to do one for you. I didn't know if you wanted to do it at the end or right now.
You are very wise, Joya. You have completely made our minds blown here.
Yes.
We're sitting here like, whoa.
We're going to do the tarot reading, so let's see what's up. Who wants to go first?
Well, Joya, this was really more for, who
did you get a good reading on? Like, who would you like to do a reading on?
Whose energy are you feeling the most, you think?
So I usually do readings for the public. So it's like whoever I'm feeling, like if it was on a podcast or something like that, it would be for like the public. But I really felt super drawn to Dani. Yes. So I kind of feel like this one is for you, kind of, because I was pulling cards earlier and I kept pulling like very male-ish cards that, I don't know, I was just like, oh, this must be, are you a Scorpio by any chance?
No, I'm a Virgo.
Oh, Virgo. Cool. So still a water sign, right? No, those are earth signs.
I'm the Virgin.
Oh my God.
Far from it, mister, let me tell you. Let's see what kind of reading you get on Mr. Dan's over here, Joya. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing a 2-card pull. So I'm just pulling 2 cards. It talks about like the present circumstances you may find yourself in. And then the second card is what's going to ultimately lead you back to your path. I think sometimes when people ask for tarot card readings like you did from the very beginning, which is kind of why I felt drawn to you probably, is because usually when people ask for a tarot card reading, they need help figuring something out. And they subconsciously know what they need to do. But sometimes you just need that like extra validation. And tarot cards are an early form of psychology. So I feel like tarot cards kind of validate you like a therapist would,
Cool.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to do a 2-card pull from the major. Yeah, I'm going to do the major arcana, which is Judgment. And then from the minor arcana, I'm pulling the 3 of Cups. And I'll send you a picture of these so you can actually look at the cards, because the cards are really cool. They have like awesome artwork in them. Awesome. I use the deck it's called the Serpent Fire Tarot card deck.
So those cards that you just pulled, Joya, what does that mean?
Okay, so the Judgment, usually when we pull this card, it's a man out in open universe. His face is a nebula, and his head is like kind of cut off at the forehead and opened up to reveal the brain, which has a galaxy inside of it. And this card asks us to find the higher perspective in all things, perhaps in part through the perspectives of others. Okay. So usually this means that you need to find the higher perspective of all things. You need to look at the bigger picture. Okay. And usually when you're looking at the bigger picture, or you're trying to find the perspective in things, you can usually find that perspective through other people, by talking to other people, which is what you do. And I think that's the path you're on through this podcast, is to find that perspective of others to help you shape yours. Sometimes if you pull this card, and as a man, sometimes, as a Scorpio card too, you can carry too much pride or fear or vulnerability.
Okay. Check.
So it's time to shatter those illusions. It's time to begin the important process of self-analysis. Okay. The mantra that this comes with is, it says, I am more than the sum of my parts. I am divine consciousness. So keep doing what you're doing and asking questions. And then the Three of Cups comes from the Minor Arcana. And this is Mercury and Cancer.
What does that mean?
This
it was like a long
card
pause.
is all about. This card is all about exchange of rare emotional gifts, intimacy, and working together. This card is really cool because it has three women holding up a crystal ball with a pyramid of Giza over it, and it's like the pyramid of Giza is shining a light. So think of like all this conspiracy stuff. They always like pull on images of pyramids, like that's somehow like holding this. Don't you think pyramids are kind of cool? Like, because
I love that shape.
They kind of symbolize the withholding, like timeless. How would they preserve? So they preserve tombs, right? They preserve bodies. That's what the ancient Egyptians used to think, is they preserved better when something was in the shape of a pyramid. And so it like kind of preserves knowledge. You know what I mean? So the reason why I think there's three women underneath this pyramid holding a crystal ball is because this card symbolizes working together. And that's what you're doing with this podcast, is you're working with women, three women, and you're giving us the crystal ball, and we're shining light under the pyramid of illusions, and we're kind of feeding you the answers, you know, that you're looking for. So keep reaching out.
That is so cool.
This card could also symbolize kind of seeking like romantic relationships. Or it could also suggest.
How many relationships?
Oh my God.
Joya, I'm giving him the side eye right now.
So, or it could also symbolize finding a close tribe of beloved. So sometimes we pull this card, like I pulled this card one time when I just felt really disconnected from the world. And I pulled this card, and it symbolizes that you're coming closer to your goal, which is finding your tribe of people, you know? And I think by doing this podcast, you're going to probably do that. You're going to find your tribe. You're going to find people, and you're pulling us together. We're working together, you know, and these relationships could really flourish. So,
yeah, I think a lot of what you described really does describe Danny, because I think he is a teacher and a learner at heart. And so everything that he wants, that he learns, he needs to put out there.
And cultivate.
Yeah,
you have to nurture the rare love of your tribe, you know, which could just also be your family, you know?
Yeah. Good job, babe.
That was a killer. That was like a killer reading. I haven't done I've only probably had like a couple readings that I was like, dang, that like really resonated with that person or with me or with, you know, this world could be a hot.
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of a little nervous there for a second.
Especially
with the relationship one. Imagine.
He watches too much TV.
I was about to pull the plug on that question right there. I'm like, what happened to the podcast?
Did I just like feed you some truth that you were not ready to hear?
Basically.
Well, that was an interesting
Yes,
conversation.
Joya, thank you so much. This was awesome.
Would you like to play a game before you leave?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Let's play this.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. The lesser of three evils. Okay. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay.
I'm waiting for something crazy to happen.
All right. The witch hunt is finally over. You've been caught, and you're about to be executed. The three of you. Okay? This is a lesser of three evils. You get to pick.
Okay.
You get to choose your own
demise.
Okay?
Oh, yay. Okay.
You get burned at the stake, tied up and drowned, or hung to die.
Why
I'll start with
so morbid.
That's what they did
that's
to
how they
witches.
did. So
Well,
I'll start with
know.
you, Joya. What did you pick? If you had to choose
I'd probably choose to be hanged.
to be hanged,
Is there a specific reason why you would choose that?
because the other one too are fucking painful.
Well,
I
you
bet.
don't know that.
It's quick and easy.
Maybe pain is something symbolic to someone who wants to be burned at the stake.
Oh. Is that what you want to pick?
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, well, I don't know. I think that,
It's a hard one.
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to die by fire, and I don't want to drown to death. So I think hanging would just be like, it's funny because I answered really quick, but I think it's just like the least painful.
Yeah, I'm with Joya. I think I'd rather be hanged.
I think we all agree on that. Quick and easy. Snap at the neck.
Quick and
Boom.
easy, huh?
Done.
You want to know something creepy?
Tell
Yes.
us.
One time, this lady I worked with, she was like a black lady from like Louisiana, like New Orleans, you know, and she was so cool. She was a witch too. And one time, she just always was like rubbing her neck like this all the time. She was totally a witch. Like she practiced voodoo. Like she was all into that shit. Her family comes from that. Like she's into the culture. And so she was always like rubbing her neck like it hurt all the time. And one day I was just like, dude, what's going on with your neck? It's always hurting. And she was like, oh, I was hung in my past life, so my neck always hurts. And I just said it like dead ass serious. And I was like,
What?
that's the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
The fact she said it nonchalantly, like, oh yeah, I was hanged.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, I was like, the amount of like wisdom you must have, you know, like I just need to pick your brain.
That's awesome.
That is so crazy.
Is there anything hurting on you guys' body? That you
Well, I
feel?
mean, now that you mention it, my neck kind of hurts.
Oh, shit.
I know, and that's what I thought of. Like, if you asked me which way I would want to go, I was like, probably tongue, because like, if she's gonna come back and just be like, "Well, okay, if my neck hurts," like that was me in the past life. I don't know. Seems like the easiest way to go. Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine how evil you would have to come back if you were drowned or burned.
Yeah. What message
Right?
do you
That's
have?
painful.
What message do you have out there for the skeptics, Joya? Or do you have one?
For these two, because these two are skeptics.
No, not really.
Well, there's a certain skepticism, but not to just because. I guess also for me is more because I'm unfamiliar. So
True.
Yeah, mostly. Don't let your skepticism lie in your belief system or whatever you were taught. Like if you were brought up religious, don't let your skepticism lie with what you were taught, because you're not a thief and you have a brain and you can use it and you can figure out people's authenticities, and you know if something works for someone, let them have it.
right,
Okay.
yeah.
That's what I would say.
I think that's a good message because it goes back to really just learning just human behavior. Learn how to read human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next question.
Oh, we're still playing the game.
Yeah.
Okay, all
Okay.
right.
Okay. Who do you find the least attractive? Margaret Hamilton, the real Wicked Witch of the West, Bette Midler and Winifred Sanderson
Yes,
in
from
Hocus Pocus,
uh-huh.
or Angelica Houston as the Grand High Witch and the Witches. She's the one that played, I think, Morticia in Addams Family.
She's pretty.
But you got to think of her without the wig and all grotesque. and
so we're
everything.
doing
you
like
gotta find
their
the-
witch's character?
Yeah, you got to
Or
find
like-
the least attractive. Pick
The
one.
one that we just don't.
The Wicked Witch of the West.
That's what you, okay, the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah. She looks like she's sick, huh? About to throw up all green and shit.
I know, like, why is she green?
I think that was like the color. It was like a mistake or something when they did the coloring.
That's the behind the scenes.
It was like one of those first movies when they had color to it. So
that's so funny though, because that's kind of how people relate to witches now. Like you have to be green with
like
a big nose. Yeah, that doesn't help me.
Yeah, I think the silliest, like, I don't even understand that story. I feel like that's more like a Midwestern like story than it is like a universal witch story. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I already have one of the two, so I cannot be walking around in a green suit.
Okay,
yell.
Let's do the opposite, okay? What do you find the most attractive? We have Elvira, the Mistress of the Dark, Ferrugia Bulk, Nancy from The Craft, what we talked about earlier, or Elizabeth Montgomery, Samantha from Bewitched.
Oh, she's a babe. Dang, these are events right here.
I kind of find the Craft Witch kind of sexy, like her rough nature,
her voice. Huh?
Yeah.
Me, I would pick Elvira. She's my favorite.
She's like a good. She's like the OG, you know.
Yeah.
How about you, Joya?
Yeah, and then the Bewitched lady. She's just timeless. Dang, that's really hard.
Oh, he put you on the spot, Joya.
Gotta
pick one. If not, you're gonna get burnt at the stake.
Probably Nancy. Yeah, probably Nancy.
Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice.
Yeah, there's something about her.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight on this podcast.
Yeah.
I hope you had a lot of fun.
Anytime you want to talk about witchcraft or get your tarot cards read, call me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll send my Raven Messenger to
yes. Oh, my gosh. Yes. I've always wanted one.
The night is young, Joya. The night is young.
I know.
Thank you
guys for calling me and taking interest in this.
Yes,
thank
you.
So much.
We learned so much. Thank you, Joya.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fun.
That was so cool.
She was so knowledgeable about
it.
I mean, just things that you wouldn't even think about at all. That's crazy.
Literally, like, opened my third eye. I'm woke right now.
You woke now?
I think she kind of read you a little bit, like true to what you're doing and how your mind opens and how you connect with people.
I was afraid to do that.
That
I
was
think
cool
she was going to call me out on something. And
yeah, like the romantic.
You're going to reach over and witch slap me and shit. I was like,
you were a little nervous. I think you were holding your breath too for a little bit.
I was turned green like you.
Hey.
All right. Well, I would like
awesome.
to thank you, Witches of Oz, for joining me on the podcast today. But it's time for you to hit the yellow brick road.
Wait, if we're the witches, what does that make you?
Just shit. I'll be your flying monkey.
Oh, that's sweet. My own little flying monkey.
Witch, please. You already have a lot.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.